Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a Marry Me chicken dish. I'm going to serve mine with some mashed potatoes, but you can serve it with pasta, or I've seen people serve it with rice. And I cannot wait to make this. It'll be our first time having it. I've never made it before. So let's get started. So I have 3 potatoes here that I have washed and dried, and I'm going to peel them and we'll cut them up, and we're going to add them to our pot here with some cold water. And then I just cut them up into rough chunks. I usually just cut them maybe like that, and then just typically cut them in half. Okay, so I filled up my potatoes with some cold water. I made sure they were covered to the top. And then I'm just going to turn this up to high heat until it comes up to a boil. And then I'll turn it down to like maybe medium low, just so the water doesn't bubble over. And then I'm going to let these cook until they're about fork tender, which for me it takes about 30 minutes. And then we'll get going on making our chicken and our sauce. Okay, so in my bowl here I have 5 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And to that I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And here I got a pinch of salt and half a teaspoon of garlic powder and half a teaspoon of a garlic and herb all-purpose seasoning that I get from Costco. Just going to add that in. Okay, give it a mix. Okay, so once you have this all mixed up, we're going to go back to the stove, and I got a big skillet preheated over medium heat with about 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, so once our butter is melted, you're going to add in your chicken. Okay, I'm going to let this sear for about a minute or 2 on each side, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so after a few minutes, I'm going to flip my chicken. Look at that nice color. Look at that. Okay, so after about another minute on the other side, I'm going to remove my chicken. Keep in mind your chicken is not fully cooked through, so we're going to add it to our sauce later and let it finish cooking. And I have my little microplane here that I'm going to grate 2 cloves of garlic. You can either mince it like this, or you can just chop it up, whichever you want to do. Once your garlic is nice and fragrant, which mine took seconds, you're going to add a half a cup of chicken stock and 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. Add that in. Okay, so for my chicken stock, I'm just using this brand. It's Caldo de Pollo. A half a teaspoon of this. If you don't have that brand, you could just use your favorite store-bought brand. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of freshly grated parm. Okay, and then I'm going to add about half a tablespoon of a garlic and herb seasoning for some extra flavor. Okay, give it a mix. I'm going to add my chicken back in. You also want to add in any of the juices that the chicken collected at the bottom. And then I'm going to add some fresh basil in. I also added about a pinch of some Thai chili flakes to my mixture for a little extra flavor. You can feel free to leave that out if you like. Okay, so I'm going to let this cook for about 15 minutes or so until my chicken is fully cooked, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, into your chicken mixture and your sauce, you want to add some sun-dried tomatoes. I get my sun-dried tomatoes packed in oil and herb. That's the way I like it. So go ahead and mix that in. I added about 1/3 of a cup. Okay, so I drained my potatoes with a colander, and I added some milk, a little bit of milk, and 3 tablespoons of butter for the amount of potatoes that I had. Really, I do the milk as far as like the consistency that you like. Well, okay, wasn't expecting that. I'm glad it did that now instead of while I'm actually trying to mix. Okay, and then I'm going to add a pinch of salt. I used unsalted butter, so because I like to control the salt, but you can feel free to use whatever you like. Perfect. Okay, so our dish is done, and now we're going to plate it up. Got your buttery mashed potatoes. You got your chicken and our delicious sauce. It looks and smells absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to dig into it. A little bit of chicken, a little bit of your sauce and potatoes, and that is amazing. That chicken is really tender and it's very flavorful. The sun-dried tomatoes add a really nice touch to it. The mashed potatoes are nice and creamy along with the sauce. That sauce is phenomenal. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed spending time with me. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.